Let's look at the Pauper Blue deck. So the Pauper Blue deck is a control deck. So let's actually start with the instants and sorceries. It's going to control the game by essentially first countering things. So here's a counter spell. We're running 4 Psychic Barriers. For 2 mana, you counter a creature spell, and also deal 1 damage just for extra fun. We also have Memory Lapse, counter target any spell, and it puts the spell on top of the owner's library. So while it doesn't kill it, they don't get to draw a new card. So it's kind of essentially the same thing. It's still net 0. We also have 4 Excludes, which counters only creature spells, but you get to draw a card, so you actually get to gain an extra card advantage there. And if they do land a creature, you can return it to their hand for countering later using Echoing Truth, which can return all permanents with the same name to the owner's hand. So if they have like 2 creatures with the same name, you return them both to the owner's hand. Or with Repulse, which returns a creature to the owner's hand, and you draw a card, so he kind of pays for himself. And hopefully then later you can counter them. Now, if they do get something out, there's other things you can do, like put it to sleep with Narcolepsy. For 2 mana, the creature never untaps, so it sits there and just doesn't get to attack or block. Even better, Numbing Dose taps the creature for the rest of the game, and its controller loses 1 life every single turn, so it slowly kills the player. More ways to control them is with Rhystic Deluge. It's a 3 mana enchantment that you can pay a mana and tap their creature, unless the controller also pays a mana. So essentially, if you have more land than them, you just keep paying land to tap down all their creatures, and they can't do anything about it unless they can pay as much land as you did. And with tapped creatures, they can't attack or block. So that's how you kind of control them. Now, you not only do you want to control them, but you want to get a card advantage. So we're going to get card advantage, meaning we're going to have more cards than our opponent by playing Compulsive Research. Lets you draw 3 cards, and you can either discard 2 of them, keep 1 of them, or discard a land. So if you draw a land out of that 3, you actually get to keep 2 of the cards. You can also get some card advantage with Rush of Knowledge. It lets you draw cards equal to the highest converted mana cost among permanents you control. So if you have a Numbing Dose on the field with a mana cost of 5, you'd actually draw 5 cards, which is pretty awesome. We also get some card advantage from Mulldrifter up here. He's a 2/2 flyer, which isn't bad, meaning he can deal some damage. But more importantly, when he enters the battlefield, you draw 2 cards, which is pretty awesome. And Seagate Oracle, which you can also, when he comes in the field, you draw 2 cards. We only keep 1 of them. That's okay, because he's a 1/3 and he's cheap. You draw 2 cards, keep 1, put the other on the bottom of the library. Don't forget, you can bounce these cards with your Repulse and kind of do it again. You can return it to your hand and play the card again. So there's kind of the engine of the game, stopping people from doing things and keep drawing more cards so you can always be ahead of them. Now, how do you win with this deck? There's 3 ways to win. One is the big old Whirlwind Adept. This guy here is a 4/2 with hexproof, meaning he can't be targeted by a spell, and he can get a little bit bigger with Prowess. If you cast a non-creature spell, he gets a +1/+1 until end of turn. So if there's nothing else in the field or all their creatures are tapped, you just attack with this guy. Swing and he'll kill the person in 4 or 5 turns. The next thing you can do, you can kill them slowly with Numbing Dose. Throw down a Numbing Dose, throw down 2 Numbing Doses, and watch them lose 2 life per turn. And then you just control them till they're dead. And lastly, the combo of Horseshoe Crab and Hermetic Study, that you get to tap. You put the Hermetic Study on the Horseshoe Crab and tap it to deal damage to the player, and Horseshoe Crab's ability to untap can then let you do it again. So you pretty much can deal 1 damage for every land you have. The Machine Gun Horseshoe Crab can kill a player in 1 turn if you have enough lands. Well, there's the blue Pauper deck, and as you see, the prices do show a couple are over 25 cents. They were all 25 cents when I made this deck, so I guess for some reason the Mulldrifter is doing well in tournaments, so the price went up to 80 cents. But I'm going to keep it in there anyway because it's a good card and it was originally only 25 cents. Alright, Blue Pauper. Check it out.